leave. I talked to Roger 10 minutes this morning, 30 minutes this afternoon, 20 minutes driving. I probably talked to Roger an hour today. And I really think it's best if I just stop the broadcast myself, stop right now, and let Roger take over on the other side for 2 segments. And then I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. We'll have live feeds all of it as well. So we had a rebroadcast set tomorrow, but I'll probably end up doing some of it live. The history's happening. Because here's the problem. Some of it's on record, some of it's off record. I was writing notes while he did it, but I don't want to get it wrong. I know a lot of inside baseball. I know the stuff they're doing to me. It's now 12 people that Roger's talked to that they keep obsessing on yours truly. It's all about his personal life. They want him to flip. They've even sent messages in the media, flip on the president. There's nothing to flip on. So they'll try to find somebody in his entourage that they can find something on to say, we're going to put you in prison if you don't flip on Stone. And then if Stone doesn't flip on Trump, that will happen. But the problem is that there's nothing on Trump. None of it's true. And I know the whole inside baseball. It's not that I'm scared of Mueller. I just have talked so much to Roger, and I have these notes here, but I'm not even sure that I can go over these accurately. So I'm going to give him the floor in the next 2 segments. Know this, though. Pedophiles run the New World Order. It's all coming out, massive, unprecedented arrest. The deputy pope's been arrested, a secret trial in Melbourne, Australia, over 100 trafficked kids reportedly, giant child kidnapping rings, dead bodies being dug up all over England. It's massive news. Now secret trials, arrest of journalists that first reported it. It's secret that they've been arrested. This is happening. And I've been threatened this year and last year. You leave Islam, radical Islam alone. You leave the pedophile rings alone. You leave George Soros alone, and we're going to destroy you. And every time they up the ante, they are delivering on what they said. I will do this until I die. Not because I'm a hero, but because I cannot turn things over to these people. But I want listeners to understand something. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. So we need your financial support today at InfoWarsStore.com. Plus,
discover trends and global developments years before they happen, right here on The Alex Jones Show. And now, your host, Roger Stone.
Welcome back to The Alex Jones Show. That's right, I'm Roger Stone. Well, it has become abundantly clear that having come up completely empty-handed when it comes to Russian collusion on my part, having no evidence whatsoever that I received or trafficked in documents with WikiLeaks or Julian Assange, having no evidence that I ridiculously knew about the publication of John Podesta's emails in advance, it is now abundantly clear that Special Counsel Robert Mueller intends to frame me on some conjured up, concocted offense in an effort to leverage my testimony against the President of the United States. Politico reported this week that that was the intention of the Mueller thrust. Now, at least 12 of my far beyond politics into my personal finances. You'll notice that that story was leaked to CNN by the special counsel. My taxes, presumably, my bank accounts, my political activities, and every single molecule of my personal life. This is, by any definition, a vendetta. This is a witch hunt, but it has a specific purpose beyond silencing and bankrupting the Stone family. They want me to roll on the big man. They want me to bear false witness against President Donald J. Trump. Now, I don't know what Michael Cohen will choose to do, but I know what I will do. That will never happen. I have this president's back. I will not betray him, no matter what kind of bogus charges they trump up, pardon the expression, against me. That's because Donald Trump is bringing real change, and he's doing it quickly. On the other hand, I understand the extraordinary power of a runaway federal prosecutor who literally can go through your personal and business and financial records and make 2 and 2 equal 6. This is called the frame-up. Alan Dershowitz has written that the average American inadvertently commits 3 felonies a day. I know that there's an intense focus on my independent political activities because I had a hand in the production of the terrific movie Banished, the Danny Williams story, using modern technology to ensure that 38,000 American voters saw that devastating documentary. Also, the song, The Ballad of Danny Williams by the Freenauts. You can see both of these at YouTube. Yes, I raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to ensure that literally millions of voters saw those important videos. And then there was the Stop the Steal operation, where we took steps to examine the election of non-Trump candidates in a half dozen states where the Republican establishment was stealing in preparation for an attempt at the Republican National Convention to hijack the nomination. Even though Donald Trump had run the tables in caucuses and primaries and state conventions, the appointees to the all-important Credentials and Rules Committee made the possibility of a 1952-style hijacking of the nomination entirely possible. So yes, I raised money to prepare for that. And then many of you remember that we planned to execute exit polling in order to compare those results with the machine results in certain key precincts in certain key states. As soon as I announced this, 5 different Democratic state committees, plus the Democratic National Committee, sued us, claiming that we were trying to intimidate voters. We won those lawsuits, every single one of them, and we were upheld in the U.S. Supreme Court because you can't intimidate a voter by asking them voluntarily how they voted after they have cast their ballot. So my political activities are clean, they're above board, they're legal, and I think they made a real difference. But they can be mischaracterized, as can any niche of your political or financial being. Of this I am certain. There is a goal. I recognize by going on Twitter or Facebook the absolute torrent of hate that is kicked up by the fake news media. So, for example, when the Wall Street Journal said that I was digging the perfectly legitimate political research and journalistic endeavor. So this time frame is immaterial. It does, however, miss the focus of the Wall Street Journal that the entire story reinforces what I have said. It proves that my testimony before the House Intelligence Committee was entirely truthful, that I had no direct contact, never spoke with, never met with, never received anything from WikiLeaks or Julian Assange. We did demonstrate that in this story, but that wasn't the lead. The lead was a purposely misleading claim that there was something improper with a request to my back channel, Randy Credico. Now Credico goes on MSNBC to deny that he's the back channel, yet the email in the Wall Street Journal article proves that it is. Mr. Credico is an extraordinarily adept liar. In fact, David Lugo, who has appeared on this program, confirmed for the Wall Street Journal that Credico admitted that he was the back channel that confirmed that Assange would drop the payload in October, and that he was on a movie set in which I said it in which he dispassionately washed my performance and said nothing. 6 members of his crew confirmed that. Now, when I showed up for my filming of Sensational, a great movie that David Lugo is producing in which Alex Jones also stars, I believe I was most professional and I gave a succinct and tight performance. Credico showed up for his interview, drunk, high, unbathed, unable to deliver his lines. Literally, his pants were falling down. And according to Lugo, he was wearing blue women's underwear. Hey, whatever floats your boat, Randy. And now, Credico's been caught in a stunning lie that involves WikiLeaks, the neocon warmonger Adam Schiff, and MSNBC's Ari Melbourne and his show, The Beat Off. We'll be right back to talk about it. In the meantime, recognize that the Mueller takedown of me, which is most definitely in the planning stages, the massive lawsuits against me by the DNC and by employees of the Democratic National Committee, sponsored by an Obama group, the Sandy Hook lawsuit against Alex Jones, and all the other phony, frivolous harassment lawsuits have one goal: our bankruptcy. So we have no funds to fight to stay on the internet. Here's what you can do. Well, you heard it here first. Special Counsel Robert Mueller coming up empty-handed on any evidence of Russian collusion or WikiLeaks hijinks will now seek to frame me by concocting some extraneous charge that has to do with my personal, financial, or political activity. They're looking into my book sales. They're asking questions about my personal life, about members of my family. There is no question whatsoever at this point that my text messages, my phone calls, and my emails are completely and totally monitored. It is Big Brother run amok. How will I survive this, people ask me? How will you survive this onslaught from the federal prosecutors with their unlimited power? I will tell you how I intend to take on this onslaught. It is by following very carefully the rules in this book, Stone's Rules. Everything I need to know for the combat ahead is delineated in this tome. And now you can get your copy by going to the INFOWARS.com site, where there's a very special price. As I said on Friday, anyone who buys this book on the INFOWARS store site and pays to send it to me, I will be happy to sign it and pay for the return postage personally. That's how strongly I feel about this great book. This is my roadmap of battle. This is what I will be consulting every day in the fight against Mueller and his gumshoes and his running dogs. This is going to be an epic battle because, folks, they want me to testify against the president. They want me to help them bring him down. Now, I've known Donald Trump for 30 years, and I've been very discreet about my relationship with him, and I always will be. I don't know what Michael Cohen will choose to do. I don't know what Michael Cohen has done. I don't know what they have on him, but I do know that they are pressuring him to testify against the president. He can go his own way. I will never betray Donald J. Trump, even though I know that they will pile on bogus charge after charge in an attempt to do so, to make me do so, which is why I ask you again to consider a generous contribution to StoneDefenseFund.com. Federal investigators have interrogated now at least 12 of my associates about my relationship with INFOWARS and Jones, wanting to know how often we speak by phone, whether we speak via WhatsApp or Signal, whether I write Jones's material. That's ridiculous. Nobody writes Jones's material. But these are the kind of questions that lead me to believe that the shutdown of INFOWARS is in their agenda. They want to silence me. Why? because I talk about Robert Mueller's role in Uranium One and the fact that he's the one who brought that I have been in the forefront of those questioning his role in the anthrax murders, because I have questioned his role in the Whitey Bulger scandal. So I am a critic of Mr. Mueller, and they want to silence me, whether it is his role in 9/11 or whether it is, 9/11, or whether it is the illegitimate, politically based inquisition that he is currently conducting. Robert Mueller may think that he is Thomas Becket and that the president is the king, King Richard II, I believe. But in fact, Robert Mueller is Torquemada, and this is an inquisition in which there are no rules, in which your personal life, your family life, your business life, your political activities, your free speech, your expressions of free speech are all under attack, all under a microscope, poking, probing, searching for anything that can be mischaracterized in a false light to frame me. Again, I have no intention of rolling. There has been an interesting development where my back channel, proven now without dispute to be Randy Credico, an out-of-work radio personality in New York, claims that he was authorized by Julian Assange to broker a interview with Adam Schiff and Democratic House investigators. I don't believe that to be the case. But then I think Adam Schiff showed his hand when he said that the only circumstances under which he would be interested in questioning Mr. Assange was if Julian Assange was in custody. In view of the fact that there are no known federal charges pending against Mr. Assange, this is either the signaling that Schiff knows that there's a secret sealed indictment against Assange, or it is a further proof that Assange never approved this approach of Schiff by Credico and that Credico has made that up. My sources, which are indirect but are journalistic, tell me Assange never agreed to speak with Schiff, and therefore Randy Credico is busted in yet another lie. Folks, if you like this elementary truth, if you like the fact that we're going to fight back and we're not going to stand for efforts to take down this president, and let me say at the outset, I am not John Dean. I refuse to be John Dean. Well, then we need your help at the INFOWARS.com site, and we need it now. I say this because INFOWARS faces the greatest challenge in its history. Make no mistake about it. We have some terrific Memorial Day specials